So come into the mudra. If you remember it, your thumbs come in and your fingers gently wrap around. It's not tight, it's not forced, it is just relaxed. And you bring your hands onto your thighs, or if you're in bed, laying down and bring them onto your tummy. And then you come into the sense of this being. This body being a part of you, and yet not your whole being. And we allow the focus of the breath to be downward, because that is a part of the physical body. It is a part of the doshas. That exhaled moves downward to help cleanse the body, but also link into the earth. And this downward breath, this physical body, are all about stabilizing, about grounding, security, support. So all first chakra attributes. And if you know anything about the chakras, we begin at the base, and nothing can hold strong without a good foundation, just like a house. And so this mudra continually came back to me yesterday as that we needed to repeat it again. We needed to come into it a little bit closer and become more intimate with its special features. And that's one of its biggest special features, connecting into the security of our own house, of this body as a house for our life, this life. And then we come into the pauses between the breaths. Which will continually come back in a yoga and Ayurveda perspective in meditation, because they are special junctures. And we do less with the breath now, and we become more statue-like. Allowing the stillness to grow from the outer edges of the body, or perhaps it's coming from the central areas of the body. As we just allow some simple breaths to begin to move and fill up into the pelvis, the legs, the ankles, the feet. creating that foundation of serenity in the still body. And then we allow this stillness to slowly pervade into the abdomen, the solar plexus, the lower back and middle back. And feel that silence. It reflects relaxation, it reflects stillness. And we continue to allow that beautiful serenity from the base of the body to slowly rise up like a color, like a watercolor, rising up and bleeding into the upper chest, the heart, the shoulders, and allow it to run down through your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your hands. You might even feel a sensation of heat as the whole body becomes still in its own way. And we allow the stillness now to come up through the neck. Again, it's rising up, perhaps like a color, maybe more of a sensation. And allowing the stillness to come into your senses, which begin in the head and the brain. It's an invitation. There is nothing to do. It's just to open into that stillness through our information resources, the sense of touch, of sound and hearing, of taste and smell, of sight. and seeing inwardly. In absolute stillness, I experience complete peace and serenity. In absolute stillness, I experience complete peace and serenity. So it's the end of the first part of that, where I do a bit more talking. And the second part more is about sitting in the stillness with the breath. So I'm also going to do a little bit of talking here, but it is to help you to connect into these unique moments. If your hands get tired, you release the mudra and you bring it back in anytime you're ready. Don't feel under pressure. Remembering that Adhi Mudra is the primordial sense of stillness, of that wholeness within us. As we begin again to sit, or perhaps you are laying down, allowing all the cells to settle and support each other, stacking in all their different ways and merging in all their different ways. As they support our inner beauty as much as the breath does. And I want you to become very friendly with the exhale, especially the end of the exhale. But there's no need to alter it. You can allow it to expand on its own. But at the end of the exhale, this is the deepest stillness we get. This point is the reminder of our true nature. And you can try and find it and seek it out and make it grow. But it's like one of those things that the more you look for it, the more it hides, because we must be open to receive it. Otherwise, it won't arrive. So the active looking supports its escape. And this is how this mudra is so beautiful, supporting us as we grow our patience. And that is how it reduces anxiety and frustration. So once again, we find the pause at the end of the exhale. And allow the breath to become its own body, because it is the expression of our innermost truth and light. We are giving it permission to activate. And I don't feel that it's like pulling someone out on stage, but I feel it's just as part of us that often lays in the background, peeking around the corner until we're ready to arrive to meet it and allow it to evolve and grow and change within us. And one of the other points, as you have a few minutes without me, is that the inner stillness coexist with all of the busy stuff that your day has ahead of you, or what you are still digesting from the past. And the stillness, the silence, can nourish you so that you become less drained by the daily activities, by the daily digestions. And if you begin to connect to it more, it's not like you're trying to balance things, it's traveling with you. You're not having to leave it aside in a special place in your room. It starts to move with you when you're rushing to the car, get in the car, and it's there. So you have a few minutes to enjoy your inner silence, the stillness, the deep quiet of a soulful life. There is no balance because you are balanced. It's just to allow it to support you a little bit more. Adhi Mudra. and coming into the body as only a part of your whole being. And we activate our breath. Slowly unpeel your fingers if you still have the mudra, and then do little wrist rolls and do little finger stretches. And maybe curl your head in and bow to your loving heart, and whatever brought you to these practices, allowing all of the emotions to arrive, lifting your head. The liking and disliking of meditation practices is really normal because it's showing us parts of us. And this is a part of meditation. It is self-study. Meditation is self-study. And it is a journey. It cannot help but be a journey, whether you dip in and dip out, or whether you hold it as a sustainable effort for supporting your life and your deepest driving desires. So, new mudra tomorrow, and I hope you found Adhi as beautiful and supportive as I do. I'll be thinking of all of you, and I'll talk to you soon.